tomorrow, does he not?
No movement. Billions and billions of miles.
For that.
Here's Johnny.
Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's enough. Thank you. You're very... Now, I'll tell you what. Thank you. That's very nice, and I appreciate it, but would you answer me something honestly? How many of you just stopped in here till the rush hour traffic dies down? Have you seen it out there?
Oh, murder.
It's like a sinking ship. People are getting out of town. Anyway, you should be careful. It's a 4-day weekend, so don't peak too early. Well, it's Don Johnson's brother.
It's my salute to the pilgrims here.
Indians would have killed you. Look at that coat cheese. Oh, wow. Anyway, just got to report what's going on in the papers today. Yesterday, I guess it started, the Teflon presidency has started to turn to flypaper. I looked did you read the paper this morning?
Yeah.
And I see things like special prosecutor, laundered money, White House resignations. And for a moment, it was like I was time traveling in my DeLorean. Nixon opened the paper, thought he was back in Camelot. Whew, boy, they could just keep doing that. There's a lot of material there. Did you read yesterday at the White House, they presented the president a 60-pound turkey named Benjamin. Now, that was right after the National Security Council presented him with a 180-pound turkey named Colonel North. Well, as you probably know, the head of the National Security Agency, John Poindexter, is out, and his aide, Oliver North, they have left. And the president said, the president said they weren't fired. They chose to leave. Now, if you buy that, I have some IOUs from Ivan Boesky I'd like to unload. Of course, the president also said his Thanksgiving turkey wasn't killed. It volunteered to jump into the microwave. But anyway, I guess it was today. North and Poindexter left the White House with little suitcases. And Poindexter turned to North and said, "I'm sorry, Ollie." And Poindexter said, "Well, here's another nice mess you've gotten me into." Boy, things are really rolling back there.
Yeah.
And the president, you probably didn't hear this. You know, you've been standing in line, just came over the wire service. The president made another shocking announcement just a couple hours ago. He said, "Well, Nancy didn't keep me well informed of what's going on, so she's stepping down and will be replaced by Barbara Stanwyck." Now, if you haven't followed this is kind of a dicey situation. Let me explain what happened. Apparently, we sent some arms to Israel. Israel apparently sold them to Iran. Iran put the money in a Swiss bank, and then apparently Washington diverted the money to the Contras in Nicaragua. Now, if you can follow that, you can help me figure out the new tax code. I don't. Israel to Iran to Switzerland to Nicaragua, which is also, I don't know if you know this, is the Pan Am Super Saver route to Newark. Actually, I guess it was a pretty good deal because by the time the Iranian money got to Nicaragua, it earned valuable bonus mileage. For the first. The president says, and I quote, he was not fully informed. I think the big question is, what did the president know, and when did he decide not to know it? There go all of my invitations to the White House. Forget it for the next 2 years. Reagan's Thanksgiving is tomorrow. Reagan family is flying out to their ranch in Santa Barbara, and I guess Nancy and the children, the whole family is going to be there. And I understand that those who say pass the spare parts will not be invited back for Christmas. Or maybe pair parts, or... And if they don't say it better than that, they won't be back at all. Anyway, I was out this morning shopping for my Thanksgiving turkey. Really? Yes. You cook, don't you?
Yes.
We've talked about this every Thanksgiving since I've known you. You actually prepare...
I do.
The turkey yourself?
Yes, sir.
Is that an old tradition, or what?
Yes, it is.
You buy it and you baste it and you...
The whole works.
Why do you decide how come Victoria doesn't do this?
Because I'd like to do it.
Are you... What
you
do you...
coming over as usual?
We've known each other 30 years. You've never invited me.
All right, right now I'm inviting you.
Well, it's my bowling night. Anyway, I went shopping for my turkey today.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Just for this joke, I went shopping. And I went to a big supermarket. I have a great butcher, Murray the butcher, and I said, how can you make a turkey tender and mouth-watering? And Murray said, that's a question for Dr. Ruth. I don't. I didn't realize how expensive turkeys are. I don't understand how anything that ugly can be so expensive. That's an ugly bird, you know it? Don't you think they're ugly? You know what turkeys do when they mate? They close their eyes and think of swans. Anyway, tonight, we have a fascinating show for you tonight. First of all, one of the more brilliant comedians working, Mr. George Carlin.
Yeah.
Now, last night we had Jim Fowler on the show with a lot of animals. Now, normally we do not book animals twice in a row. It's a rule of show business. It says never use animals twice in a row. We did tonight. Because we have a gentleman by the name of Barney Odom. I believe Barney is from South Carolina. Right. Hey, yo! And he has a dog, believe it or not, called Flatnose, that climbs trees. I'm talking a regular dog that climbs trees, although I understand you didn't believe it, Doc. And later on, if the dog is successful, you'll probably get better acquainted with the dog. Now, let me tell you what I'm talking about. This afternoon, I have not seen the dog perform yet. They had a tree, a simulated tree here, about 18 feet tall. Doc walked in and said, what is that on stage? And the guy said, we have a guy here, Mr. Barney Odom, who has a dog who's going to climb that tree. And Doc had his own dog with him, you know, and it says, if any dog can get halfway up that tree, I will kiss that dog. And he mentioned a specific... He mentioned a specific area of contact.
Yeah.
So this may be a first on national television. So stay where you are. We'll be right back. Okay, now, folks. Our first guest came to us through the attention of a fellow by the name of Mark Garrison, who is a reporter in North Carolina. And tonight we're going to meet Flatnose, the tree-climbing dog. But first, we thought you'd like to meet his owner. Would you welcome Barney Odom? Barney? Barney, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I've seen a lot of things.
Saw a lot of things out here?
Really enjoy looking.
You're from the Carolinas, all right, because you say thang right off, right?
Now, if you can't understand me, you let me know and I'll try to talk a little bit plain.
I understand you perfectly. I spent a lot of time in the South when I was in the service. They speak a little bit different in Carolina than they do in Georgia, and it just changes as you go through the South, right?
They speak a lot different down here than they do in Doveville, too.
In
South Carolina. Yeah.
That's your hometown, Doveville?
Doveville, D-O-V-E-L.
Oh, excuse me, Doveville. Or Doveville.
D-O-V, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get it straight.
I just don't
right.
have your knack for that, Barney. Is this your first trip to California?
Yeah, first time I ever been on an airplane.
Are you serious?
Yeah, but I brought me a extra pair of breeches or two long in case I needed them. You know what I'm talking
Oh,
about?
really? Was it?
Yeah. They had a show on that plane. I never would have believed that.
A show? A floor show?
I watched a movie
Oh, movie.
on the way up in. The only thing I worry about hip falling. But I wouldn't have never known anything about it anyhow.
Yeah. You worry about phone. So first airplane trip, huh?
Yeah, first time I ever been on an airplane.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it. I sure
Yeah.
did.
They treated you nice and everything?
Yeah, they some good people in California.
Yeah. You gonna spend a little time out here with us, or do you have to go right back?
Well, we're gonna leave and go back tomorrow.
Yeah.
I got to get into that turkey. You know what I'm talking
Yeah. Have you lived in South Carolina all your life?
about? Yeah, I bet lived. I'm old country boy.
Yeah.
Lived there all my life.
And you're married? You got a family out here, I understand?
Yeah, but I wouldn't have never been married. But I heard you've been married 3 times.
Obviously, you get all the latest news down there. Yeah. Well, that's true, Barney. I'm sorry to say that's true. How about you? Just one time?
One time.
Yeah. How old were you? You get married when you were young?
Well, see, I dated my wife. I dated her about a year.
Yeah.
And she said, Barney, said, will you marry me? I said, well, Frankie, you're going to have to give me a few years to think that thing over. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So we dated on about 6 months. She said, Barney, if you don't marry me, I'm going to quit dating you. You know I thought a lot of her. You know what? I love her. You know what I'm talking about? So I made a deal with her. I told her if I'll marry her if she worked and make the living. And we shook hands on it. I've been working ever since.
Yeah.
Mr. John,
Yeah.
she fooled me. You
She
know
fooled
what?
you.
But I enjoy it.
Yeah.
She's all right.
Yeah.
I love her. I do.
Well, that's good. You sound like a real happy man.
Yeah.
And you have children?
Is you gonna get hitched up again?
I don't know, Barney. If I could get the same deal, if I could get the same deal you tried to get, yeah, I might.
I got 4 children. I got 4 boys. I got one that's 25.
Yeah.
I got one that's 24. I got one that's 23, and the youngest one 17. And you know, people ask me why wait to name the last one Barney Jr.
The last one's Barney Jr.?
Yeah. And I tell them I don't know. I didn't name them. My wife named them. And I've been wondering about that myself.
Okay, well, in just a moment, we're going to come back. We're going to meet Flatnose, okay? We're going to have to take a break here, but we're coming right back. Stay where you are. Okay, we are back. If you just tuned in, folks, if you just tuned in, we're about ready for the big moment. We're talking with Barney Odom from Doveville, right?
Doveville.
Doveville. I'm getting that, Barney. Now.
Can you understand me?
I understand you. When you said you went to the store, I know that you meant store.
Yeah, see,
And if you're driving your car and you have a flat, you have to get a new tire.
That's right.
You don't get a tire, you get a new tire, right?
That's
At the
right.
store.
That's
Sure, I
right.
understand it completely. I told you, I spent time down south. Are we ready now to bring Flat Nose out?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go on over there and meet your dog.
Come here, Flat Nose. Turn him loose. Here, Carson.
Okay, Flat Nose is waiting.
Come on. Come on. This is old Flat Nose. Come here, Flat Nose. Come on, Flat Nose.
Hi there, Flat Nose. How are you?
Hey, look up here.
What kind of a dog is this?
He's a pit in English.
Okay.
Bulldog.
Now, I notice you have a little pillow or something tied up there.
Yeah, he'll go up there to that pillow and get it. You know
I
what
don't
I'm talking
believe it.
about?
I don't believe it. Are we all set?
Well, we're gonna get a chance to see that fella kiss him then before it's over. Flat Nose, hey, Flat Nose. See it, Flat Nose? Hey, look. Hey, go get it, Flat Nose. Go get it, Bo. Go get it, Flat Nose. Get up there, Flat Nose. That fella gotta kiss it now. Get up there, Flat Nose. Go, Flat Nose. Go, Bo. Go get it. Go get it, Flat Nose. Go get it, Flat Nose. Go get it. I'm gonna let him go get that pillow.
Okay, now hold it 1 second. Before he comes out, stay there a second. 1 second. Now you're gonna let him go get the pillow?
Yeah, then I want to see that fella kiss him.
Yeah, okay.
Flat Nose, hey. Go get it, Flat Nose. Go get it, Bo. Go get it, Flat Nose. Go, Flat Nose. Get up that dirt tree, Flat Nose. Go, Flat Nose. Go, Flat Nose. Go, Flat Nose. Get up there. Go get it, Flat Nose. Go get it, Flat Nose. Get it, Flat Nose. Get it, Flat Nose.
Barney, Doc, this is, Doc, I'd like you to meet... Doc, I'd like you to meet Flat Nose. Do you have any message from Flat Nose at all?
I think Flat Nose is my date for tonight.
Okay. Barney, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, man, I've
Thank
been
you. Thank you for coming.
enjoying meeting
Have a
you.
nice, safe trip back home.
Yeah.
And thank you for bringing Flat Nose.
All right.
You're a nice man. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I've been enjoying
Thank you, Barney.
That is something.
And we'll be back. All right, we are back. Well, this would normally be a tough spot for a comedian. You've just followed
Flat nose.
a crazy dog climbing a tree, but for George Carlin, this presents no problem at all. He's one of the most inventive, funny guys in the business, and he's going to be performing at Caesars Lake Tahoe on the 28th and 29th of this month. Would you welcome George Carlin?
I'm anxious to get going here into my usual subjects, my little potpourri. I was a little bit late, and I'm sorry if I upset anybody here. I had an unusual incident in traffic. I either ran over a sheep or I ran over a small man wearing a sheepskin coat. And I'm not sure because I didn't stick around. I just kept moving. That's what you got to do, by the way. If you have an automobile accident, you run someone over, just get the hell out of there. If you get out of your car, all you're going to do is add to the confusion, And they're going to want to know your name and your address, and some wise guy, but you got any insurance, So what I do, just get the hell out of there because all you'll do, like I say, they got enough troubles without you stopping, So head on out. Yeah. Look at it this way. Hey, it's none of your concern. All right? That's all you got to remember. That's right. Here's a fact that a lot of people haven't thought of. Don Ho. Don Ho can sign autographs 3.4 times faster than Ephraim Zimbalist Jr. You know that expression, the pen is mightier than the sword. I was thinking of that today. They ought to update that. Well, I think they did one time during the Second World War. The pen is mightier than the sword. I think because the typewriter is mightier than the machine gun. But I think it's time for the word processor is mightier than the particle beam weapon. Not all of these things are intended to be funny, by the way. Some of these are more like you think about them and drive home. Let me ask you a question. If a real stupid person becomes senile, how do you know? I had kind of an unusual problem lately. I mixed up the phone numbers for the Schick Center for the Control of Smoking with the Evelyn Wood speed reading course. And now I've given up reading, but I can smoke a carton of cigarettes in 10 minutes. You know, life is like the 5 and 10 cent store. You go in, you see something you want, you pay the clerk, they put it in a bag, and you take it home. That's another one of those ones that's not intended to be funny. The sort of thing you want to think about later on. Hey, you know how you get rid of counterfeit money? Put it in the collection plate at church. Huh? Okay. I'd like to do my impression, because I don't do many impressions. I'd like to do my impression of Kirk Douglas and Walter Brennan combined. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. It's all right. You know what I say? If the shoe fits, get another one just like it. I'd like to leave you with something intelligent, but unfortunately, that's out of the question. Good night. Thank you very much.
Some more pithy observations about the human condition.
You do what you can,
Which
right?
is a little sad lately.
Yes.
We're going to take a commercial. We'll come back and follow up on some other subjects of material interest, or not. Well, George,
Yeah.
how are things in general?
Pretty good. I feel great these days. I'm showering with new zest, and I have none of that sticky film anymore. That sticky film, I went through my whole life with that sticky film. And well, it's good to be alive. I'm into a new lifestyle which doesn't require my presence. And so I can, if I don't want to, I don't have to get up at all, and I still get credit for a full day.
You been hanging out with Shirley MacLaine at all?
Well, I went through a long period of trying to find, you know, it's a cliche to use this
Find
phrase,
yourself.
but trying to find out who I was and where I was going. And to my great surprise, I found out that I was Elizabeth Newsteader. And I was going to Medicine Bow, Wyoming, so I had to do something quick. What I'm doing about it...
Seek help.
Yes.
Seek help.
Next week, I'm going into the plastic surgeon. I'm having my handwriting changed surgically. And all the values I figure on all the autographs.
That's
will,
one of those,
go right
again,
up.
that you really, on the way home.
You have to, yeah. But maybe after you're home on that one. But I've been feeling, you know, perky and well, and my health is good
In
again.
fact, you never had any problems, have you?
Well, I had a big heart attack, but outside of that, no. Yeah,
But that was some time ago.
Yeah, that was going on 5 years now.
Did that scare you?
That scared me a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
But what I did
That was a dumb question, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Of course it scared you.
I stopped having them. I just...
No
I said
sense
no
in,
more.
No sense in
Right.
pushing it, yeah.
But lately, it's little things. I'm getting little things that bother me. Like I had a ringing in my ear. I went to the doctor. They found a small bell. It's the strangest thing. And I found out there's a disease, not a disease, it's an ailment called objective. It's called tinnitus. When you
That's
have
right.
there's a disease called objective tinnitus where other people can hear the ringing and you can't. It's kind of strange, but I'm glad I know about it. Also, they found a spot on my lung. But thank God it was mustard. Yeah. And this chair, now this chair is not good for the back because I'm feeling it in my back. I got...
You have back problem, lower back?
well, not a bad, you know what I like to say? I don't have a bad back. It just got in with the wrong company. You know? But years ago, I was injured in a runaway Barca lounger. And by the time I got over that, I was traveling through New England and I was beaten up by a carload of poets. And they're vicious because they very rarely get that kind of a feeling out. My family as well. You know.
Are they really?
Yeah, my family's my son. You remember last time I was here, I mentioned my son, D'Artagnan?
D'Artagnan, yeah, I thought it was strange name to give a youngster.
Well, I have, a lot of people aren't aware.
Historically, it's nice, but...
Yeah, but he's not a bad. I tell you, he was in trouble. A couple of them are in trouble now, but I've got 11 sons. A lot of people are not aware of that.
I didn't know you had that large a
Yeah,
family.
I have 11 sons. I have Akbar.
Akbar?
Buzzy, Sherlock, Tonto, Nebuchadnezzar, Pinocchio, Mustafa, and Ace. And, and John.
Yes.
I named him when I was still doing a lot of drugs.
Ace.
But my favorite, you know how you have a favorite? My favorite, I think, is Mandrake.
Mandrake?
Oh, I didn't mention Mandrake, right? Yeah, Mandrake. He's not too, swift. I think that the cheese fell off his cracker a long time ago. I get the feeling that Mandrake peaked in kindergarten. But he's a good kid. He gets in trouble. He's in trouble with the law again, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
Yeah, well, they got him for unlawful pruning of a city-owned tree. It's not serious, but...
What would possess a child to do that?
I don't know.
Jeez, no.
He's older now. He's
That's
24.
Right. You go through that. You go through that stage, I suppose, where you go around and get that pruning urge.
Yeah, well, that's true. But
It's like going through a puberty.
Yeah.
It's going through pruning.
True.
Yeah,
After
sure.
sowing your wild oats, it's similar.
right.
I laugh at this stuff because you have to,
Or you don't get paid.
That's true.
That's right.
That's true.
It's a
They
rule.
take you away.
It's a rule in show business. Yeah.
He is. See, the pruning thing isn't serious, but he's had priors. He's had prior arrests.
For the same thing.
No. Previously operating an illegal gymnasium, which is kind of an offbeat thing. He got in with bad people.
Yeah.
And I can't think of the other thing now. It was real bad, whatever it was. Yeah. It'll come to me
we'll
later.
just make
probably.
up something.
Can we
yeah.
get the dog out here again?
Sure. How are your investments going? You always have some new things that you're investing in.
That guy, my guy's not much better than your bombastic Bushkin.
Yeah,
I get
really?
like plastic gongs,
Plastic gongs?
Yeah, it didn't go at all. Prescription toilet paper, we didn't make a nickel on that. I didn't even understand that one.
No.
But there is, and then he tried to get me into a professional javelin throwing franchise. And the money...
Kind of like team tennis, you mean?
Yeah, similar. Indoor javelin throwing and stuff. And this
It's hard to turn out a crowd for that.
It is. Well, see, it's just new pro. The amateurs, they come out for it, but it's pro now. And they can't get the people. But I have something promising.
What's that?
I haven't lost all my money. This is a new roach spray. It doesn't kill the roaches, but it fills them with self-doubt.
Makes them think twice. Of course.
They're not sure if they're in the right apartment.
Sounds like a winner.
Does he not?
Billions and billions of miles.
Here's Johnny.
Thank you. That's very nice. Thank you. That's great. Thank you. That's very nice. Come on now. Hey. Come on. Hey. This is not the Super Bowl. Calm down. What the hell is going on tonight? I thank those of you who are thrilled to be here, and I also thank those of you who are just waiting time until the next bus shows up. It's about 8 minutes. You said from Hollywood, right?
Yes.
We're not in Hollywood. We keep saying that year
We
after
cheat
year.
a little bit.
What?
We cheat a little bit. We're nearby.
Why don't we say and be honest some night? Try it, just say enough from Burbank
All right.
and see what it sounds like.
from birth.